This is my family, and this is a story of our Alaskan adventure. When we last left you, we were fishing on the Kenai River with our host and guide, John Pearson. Through the morning with John, we learned how to fish and also a great deal about the history and fishing ethics of this region. When we fished as far as we could with John, he left us at Sportsman Landing, where the Kenai and Russian rivers meet to continue our journey on our own. But before we can go any further, first we must cross the Russian River on the ferry. This unique ferry is powered completely by the current of the river. It uses ropes and a unique pulley system and runs all day, about every 30 minutes. Fishermen come from all over the world to cast their line in this section of the river. While it looks crowded on the river, this was a slow day, and when the anglers are this close in proximity to one another, they call it combat fishing. After spending some time fishing, we decided to take a hike up to the Russian River Falls, but a few wrong turns send us into the wilderness and we get a little lost. This area is known for bears, and it's always important to carry bear mace with you just in case you get too far off the trail. After a little extra walking, we run into a couple of locals, Cooper and Tater, who point us in the right direction. We get back on track and find our way to the Russian River Falls. As the day goes on, we make our way back down to the Kenai River to cast our lines a few more times. Because the sun doesn't really go down in Alaska, you get this perfect sunset in Cooper Landing that starts at about 6 and just seems to last forever. As we enjoy our final hours on the river, we are joined by some local wildlife that remind us there is still so much more to see and experience on our Alaskan adventure. Our time on the river and in Cooper Landing is fleeting, but the memories will last forever. As we sit around one last Alaskan campfire, it's hard to imagine not ever coming back here again, and we vow to return as soon as possible. The next morning, we start the drive further north out of the Kenai Peninsula and towards the airport to begin our journey home. Along the highway, we decide to stop and take in one more Alaskan sunset on the water before we have to leave. While taking in the show, we turn and see, to our amazement, surfers in the bay. The water in this area has a four tide, which means when the tide comes in, it makes this perfect wave you can ride for miles. The next morning, as we flew home over the glaciers and mountains, I thought about the memories we made and the time together as a family. This was an adventure we would never forget. It was our Alaskan adventure. Thank you for watching our Alaskan adventure and sharing in our journey. Reach out and comment below to tell us where you think we should go for our next adventure. And until next time, take care and travel safe.